Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd / 4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, and my eyes glance down because I'm throwing up a team that I started with. You're going to see an amazing win here, possibly my game of the week, and then you're going to see why I switched the team. The team was Zekrom, Mewtwo, Togekiss, and I wanted to use Zekrom because it's a 98% as you see, but I wanted to use it because I hadn't used it before, because I never had a good IV one. And everyone probably has one now from this. It's getting a ton of lag, happened a lot this today. So I wanted to use it, and I'm like, okay, so I'll pair it with Mewtwo, nice save swap. And then I was like, Zacian is gonna hurt me. Let's look up Zacian. And then I'm like, okay, I can't go Kyogre because then I would be super weak to in the back, like Giratina, because Giratina would beat both Mewtwo and Kyogre easily. So then I was like, let's go Togekiss, because I looked at PB Poke, and one of the best was Togekiss. And I'm like, yeah, let's do Togekiss. And just the double weaknesses were all over the place between the Zekrom and the Togekiss. It was double weak to Ice. You had a problem with Groudon. You had a problem with right there, what's his name? Excadrill. So I was like, all right, really, really rough. I can't run this team. It's got some very obvious weaknesses. I did win some games here, like despite losing a ton of leads. The lead here, the switch, the counter. I have to take a couple fire punches. I expect them to try and snipe me. I think I catch the snipe because that was my only win condition. Get hit with the fire punch. I expect them to kind of snipe me here. And so I catch it on the Mewtwo. Catch the Excadrill on the Mewtwo. Get one more for the one more Charmin to get to the flamethrower. Take this out. Good win. So I just wanted to showcase that because I'm like, oh, this team works. And then I'm like, no, run through the double ice and it doesn't work. So then I switched in Excadrill. And again, I know I used Excadrill yesterday, but until all the Dialgas and Metagrosses go away, and like Lugias and stuff, it's hard not to run Excadrill, right? It's got the main weakness of water, but water and fire. But now you have a dragon on the lead in Zekrom, which deals with that, and Mewtwo is a safe swap. And again, I got back a lot of ELO. I'm now within I'm like 100 ELO away from my high of the season. So slowly getting back all of the ELO that I lost trying a bunch of teams. Like I said, Must Classic is my jam. Like I always get like 400 to 500 ELO in Must Classic. I'm probably up like between the Dragonite team and this team, I'm already up like 200 and some odd ELO. So I expect this trend to continue. So I'll just keep pumping out teams that work for you guys. I got a unique one I want to try tomorrow because I don't want to just go back to it's very easy for me to go back to like a Ho-Oh Mewtwo Dialga line or something like that, because I could just like run a lot of ELO, and I probably will do like one next week for that. But I want to try like somewhat different teams with Pokemon I didn't use. So this one is Zekrom, Mewtwo, and Dialga. So not Dialga, and Excadrill, because Excadrill can deal with Dialgas and can deal with the dragons that cause Zekrom problems. Mewtwo all around safe swap. Both of these have play against the Zekrom, and Excadrill both have play against like Giratina and the Darks to a certain extent as well. So that's why the team works. So let's get into the battles here. So Zekrom into Garchomp. And this one, if it's running Dragon Tail, even though it's not running Dragon Tail, because Mudshot hurts too, right? So I gotta watch the Earth Power. So now we're both doing super effective to each other. The problem is they are running Mudshot, so they're gonna far outpace me to these Earth Powers before I get to my move, and they Sand Tube bait me. So that's rough. I'm gonna throw a move here. The problem is because they baited me, even if they hit me with like an Outrage now, and I think if I remember this one's running Earth Power, I'm gonna be taken out. So I let this go knowing that I got one shield. And now I think I'm going to have to go for aggressive farm down Mewtwo here, if I remember. Yeah, because I'm like, this is low enough. I'll throw the Side Strike beforehand. I'm like, no, that is way too quick. So this is definitely just a Sand Tomb. They are lowering my defense before that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I can just go for the aggressive farm down. I think we got, I can't tell if they got hit with lag there or it was just a visual glitch. I don't really sure. But now I'm loaded with energy. And out comes... What came out there? I missed the typing. Out comes Togekiss. So hit them with the first. I'm loaded with energy, so I'm gonna hit them with the second. This will take them out if they don't shield, and if they do shield, I got another one that I can just go for the back to back here to take it out because they're now shieldless. Get a little more energy just in case something comes in that I need it for. Out comes. Do I remember this matchup? Was it Metagross? Yeah, I was like, let's get to the Shadow Ball to nuke it. I'm like, no, I can't get there before they get me down. Let's just go for the easy win here. Excadrill again. Between Excadrill is going to be my MVP this season, like it was it last season that it was my MVP? Lugia, Yveltal's Flyers, Dialga, Melmetal as a steel that you can get the ground for, Dragonites that you can hit super effective for Rock Slides for, you resist Dragon, like it's just a beast. So good lead here. So the problem with the problem here is you get outpaced really quickly because it takes a while to get to the crunch and wild charge. Like they're at the Shadow Ball already and I'm not even at the crunch yet. So they try and catch on to Zekrom. I'm just going to try and lower shield here. And Zekrom, Zacian is tough for this team, right? Because we know what Zacian does. It spams extremely fast. It can hit everything at an incredible rate in this league. So you need two Pokemon that can deal with it to a certain extent. Both of these Pokemon have technically losing matchups against it just because it far out spams you. But because they are worried about me taking it out, I'm able to grab one shield there, put this low enough. I think do they over-farm for the aggressive farm down? Yeah, total misplay on my opponent's part because they should have easily thrown there. And then I would have had to bring my Excadrill and have to shield a close combat. But they get aggressive. In comes a Giratina. I'll probably come back in with the Zekrom. Shield up. It is definitely going to be a double Charmer, right? The only reason you Giratina lead, weak to Charm. And then, okay. Oh yeah, and then the game tried to pay me back here. Because look at this. I pressed the button like 6 times from now, and they hit me with 4, maybe 5 Incinerates there. So I was at the move, and the game lagged completely, and I was swearing at this point because I'm like, I just lost this game. Because now they are loaded with energy, and it can just like double nuke me here. They throw the Earthquake, and I think that puts them just low enough that they need to get one more to the Brave Bird. So I am able to take it out and get to, I just threw a Rock Slide, yeah, Drill Run is probably the better move there. But yeah, I had a lot of that today, and I was, it is what it is, unfortunately. We are in this game. So someone asked me, is this a good Pokemon to use? And I'm like, so here's the problem is, as you can see, the typing is a fighting. So even all these dragons are going to hit for okay with this Dragon Breath. I had no idea what the moves were. So Crunch is one move, which does a decent amount. And then I didn't know counts. So I'm like, I'll just let this go. And it's a play rough, so it nukes me. Or close combat. So it's close combat and it nukes me. And I'm like, well, that just took out all my energy. That is really rough. So I just lost this game. I got to shield a Crunch because that would hurt. And I'm like, okay, your only win condition is Mewtwo with a ton of energy here. So loaded with energy. I need to start grabbing shields now. Out comes the Zacian. That is great. Because now I can start getting the shields back. Because one play rough, and they give up switch and go to Metagross thinking they're trying to catch the second Side Strike, but they just caught a Shadow Ball, so this is super effective. I can now come in and farm this down completely. That's just that was too fast, so there's no way that's an Earthquake. That is definitely just a Meteor Mash. And now what that does is it allows me to get to 2 moves here. And they could just throw Play Rough. Is this the one they make a mistake? Oh no, so now they're within range. I shield because I am close to a move here. And they go close combat. So I build up a bit. And it's either I'm going to try and catch on the Mewtwo. Because I know I can hit the Drill Run for the win here. And my switch timer is not up. So they do get a move off. And now it's a race between Mewtwo and this to get to the next move. They double close combat me. And I just outspam them there. They needed one more, I guess, to get to the move. So take that for the win. Despite a terrible, terrible play at the beginning. Take that win. I keep looking over. My daughter is now sleeping the opposite way so she's sleeping the opposite side of the bed. Anyways, Mewtwo here. You can survive one Side Strike, so that's good. So I just let the first one go, knowing that I'm going to grab a shield with this Crunch. And then it's depending on what you want to do here. I think you can get to the second crunch before they get to the third side strike. You have to shield up one, but I'm pretty sure I can get to the second crunch before they get to the third side strike. So I'm willing to try and take switch here or grab the second shield. So having the Mewtwo matchup is pretty nice. And I want to try and keep alignment just in case there is like a dark in the back. And we see Palkia. So that's even kind of more necessary that I needed alignment here because I not have my Excadrill on Palkia here. So I'm going to hit this with the side strike. Probably won't take it out, but it's going to put it pretty low. The problem with Palkia is that it's very glassy in this league. That side strike went through, or Psycho Cut went through, so I'm going to shield it up because this is going to take it out unless they transfer it into Draco, and they do transfer it onto Zacian. So hit him with the first side strike. Am I going to come in here with Excadrill? Yeah, I'm going to get to the side strike and catch on Excadrill because this is what I was thinking. If they're running Play Rough, they're going to need to throw 2 Play Roughs, or they're going to need to throw Close Combat to take me out, which is a one shot. But what that did was lower their defense so much that one side strike takes them out. Look at that. Holy damage. Takes them out for the win. So I think their play there was they had to try and go 3 Play Roughs, which would have been a little tricky because they may have gotten to 2 side strikes beforehand. So it was a kind of tricky situation for them, but good lead. Switch here. Perfect. Take it out. It may survive with like 1 or 2 HP left here. Yes, I'm going to get to a move. No, they're going to get to a move before I take them out. It's probably just Iron Head, so I don't need to worry too much about this. Just an Iron Head coming out with a move too. So that's like Excadrill is just your hardest counter to that. They sneak in Incinerate, which is a brutal move to sneak in. It's a 5-turn move with a ton of energy to sneak in on me. The good news is Zekrom's going to come in here and can farm down, but they're now, because they snuck one Incinerate through, is going to get to a move. I got to shield it up. Even if it's a Brave Bird, it's going to hurt a lot. I do shield it up, and it's a Giratina, so this thing is double weak to Zekrom here. So I'm going to hit this with the first one. I know my win condition is now Zekrom, right? So I try to catch and absorb it there. I'm probably going to shield. Yeah, because this is my win condition, so I need to shield. And I'm like, okay, I can now get to the crunch to take this out. And then I was like, can I just out-spam this thing? Or do I still try and catch? Yeah, oh, their defense falls, so one Dragon Breath takes them out, and I can now Dragon Breath down for the win. So there we go. Zekrom, Giratinas, and Ho-Ohs is a nice counter too. Lugia, is this the one where I let the Aeroblast go? So Lugia comes in, and it is brutal to deal with because it needs 3 rock slides to take it out. But the problem is that by the time you get to the 3rd rock slide, they are pretty much at the Aeroblast. And I'm like, is this one I shield the Aeroblast or let it go? I let one Aeroblast go, and I remember I was like, okay, that is a resisted move. Almost takes me out. The game decides to lag again. I do get to the rock slide before they take me out, so maybe they're going to get back switch, or I'm in trouble here. Because now they can align the Giratina on my Mewtwo. So I think I come in Mewtwo, and I take a Sky Attack because they're within Side Strike range. So I'm like, you know what? As long as I have, I can take this out with a Side Strike. As long as I have like 1 Side Strike coming out of this, and I'm 1 move away, Psycho Cut away from a Side Strike, that's okay because that's going to give a ton of chip damage on the Giratina, or I can bank the move and come in Zekrom and pull out what is ever on the last. So I come in here, hit this, and they are not leaving. So I'm like, okay, that's weird to not leave. They don't shield. I'm going to shield because I'm like, if you're not leaving here, you're probably very weak in the back to Zekrom as well. So shield, and there it is again. Ho-Oh Giratina. That's, I guess, a solid core here. So I build up to the... Wild Charge and Crunch are the same energy generation, I think, because they both always come at the same time. So I throw that knowing that they're probably going to shield anyways. I think I let this go, and it is an Earthquake, so it does take me out because I'm like, I got 2 Side Strikes anyway, so I should be okay here to take this out. And I can Side Strike, Psycho Cut down, Side Strike in for the win, take this out. So Zekrom is a nice core breaker for what is apparently a pretty common duo in Giratina Ho-Oh. It has play against like, I think I went against Dragonite and I lose because Dragonite just gets the claw. Okay, here we go. I got to Dragonite and I lose this because they start with an extra Dragon Breath. That's okay. As you can see, it's doing about the same amount of damage, but look at that. They are already at the Dragon Claw, and that is rough because now I got to shield this up or I'm going to be taken out. I'm going to be taken out anyways, but I'm going to get to the crunch, just try and do some chip damage or grab a shield back. They could just Dragon Claw me down, and they give up. They want to go shield, and out comes a Groudon. So I'm like, okay, I got to keep alignment here because I cannot have my Excadrill on this. But this is looking rough because now the Groudon's going to be loaded with energy. They don't even shield. So they're going to go 2 shield was in the back. Smart on their part because that does not take him out. It could be an Earthquake, so I got to respect it. It is an Earthquake. The problem is I'm now shieldless. So they could theoretically just shield here and Earthquake me and put me extremely low, maybe take me out. And they come in Melmetal, which is fine unless you have, like, I could get a super effective move off here, but they're just shield. And I'm like, one superpower almost takes me out. I'm like, let's build up a little bit. And I'm like, well, okay, they're already at the second move. This game's over. I mean, I wasn't going to win this game anyways, but yeah, really, really rough there. On the lead, you just get outspammed by the Dragonite. Melmetal there is a rough matchup for Excadrill because of the superpowers just charge so fast. Hit this with Side Strike just to see, because their defense is lowered twice. I'm like, maybe I'll take it out and I can like counter down, but they're loaded with the Earthquake here, so I am taken out here. So again, I did like 100+ ELO with this team. Mewtwo, we've seen this matchup before. We know how it plays out. They seek an extra Side Strike too, even though I'm not touching the button. I know you're not supposed to touch the button until it says go, and I'm not doing it, and I still get the delay. This time I shield up the Side Strike because I'm like, I want to see them maybe preserve this a little more, and out comes a Dialga. You love to see it. I'm going to build up a bit more here, knowing that I can pretty much take this out one shot. There we go. Takes it out. Boom. And if the Mewtwo comes in, I don't think a Side Strike takes me out from this range. It's going to be pretty close, but I think it only does like maybe 50 to 60%. So let's see if they... Oh, and they build up a bit more, so they get hit with a second move here, which is great because this is going to put a lot of pressure on the shield. Was that delayed CMP? Because how does Mewtwo lose to Excadrill in CMP? We both simultaneously swap because I tried to snipe and they tried to get ahead on energy. And because I'm already loaded with a ton of energy here, I get the one crunch off. They needed to shield that because now I can just Dragon Breath down. Fine, let this go. The damage is done. I can now just come in with my Mewtwo. Side Strike down here, and their Mewtwo is already super low. That I can just Side Strike down for the win. So they needed to shield that crunch. That's the problem with Zekrom. It is a little glassy. So Zarude lead here. Zarude's tough for this team. So I built up a bit of energy there thinking that I'm probably going to need this energy endgame against Zarude because I don't have Ice Beam or anything on Mewtwo. I have Shadow Ball, right? So it's useless. So I'm coming in here because although I have a better matchup with my Excadrill, it's useless to me. So I get hit with the Air Blast, fine. Like, whatever. I don't care. Like, I have no chance against that with this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw this right before they get to the Air Blast. I'm like, that's just a Sky Attack. So I'm just going to take it because I need 2 shields for Zarude. And I need to come out with some energy here. So hit them with the first Rock Slide. This will take them out. If the Zarude comes in, I do have energy to Rock Slide it to do some chip damage. And it comes in, so I'm going to Rock Slide this. And then depending on how much it does, I either instant swap into my, I'm going to instant swap because it doesn't do a ton. And they come out with a Groudon. So this is not great. I'm going to throw the crunch here. This is going to do, they shield, but I get the defense fall. So that is actually pretty huge for me. If they bait me here, which they may, I expect to bait even though I call it because I'm like, I can't, these mud shots are adding up way too fast. That was super fast. So this is definitely a Fire Punch. They're just going for the full out, like mud shot down with chip, very, very little chip damage, which is fine. They can. hit them with the crunch. They're already low, so I may be able to, I do take them out. And hopefully I can just do enough chip damage here. Do I get to a move? I do get to a move, so that's huge. Because now they're probably within, maybe not 1 rock slide, but 2 rock slide range, unless I get a defense drop. I get the defense drop, coming in clutch there. Shield this up because I think any move would probably take me out here. Zarude is a little slow on the charge. I faced it a couple times last 2 days, and it's very slow on the charge. That's the one thing I noticed with it. Compared to Excadrill specifically, hit them with the rock slide for the win. So tough matchup there. Able to work around. Lucky with the defense drops there. Excadrill, and this is why one of the reasons that I switched away from Togekiss, because you have no chance with a Togekiss and Zekrom against an Excadrill. But Mewtwo as a safe swap still works when I met with a Dialga, because you can just go, I don't have a Focus Blast, but I'm going to fake like I do. I grab 1 shield, I'm going to shield back, faking like I still have it. Get to what should be a Focus Blast, just go for another bait Side Strike, because worst case scenario, 2 Side Strikes are going to put them like really low. And they shield, and I'm like, okay, I can only get to 1 move. Let's just go for the Shadow Ball. And this is not going to take him out, but you know what? Puts them pretty low. They are going to be able to take me down here. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I can come in here, absorb. It could be a Draco. But I'm like, you know what? I can survive a Draco. Let's just take the Draco. And it's Draco. Super effective, but not enough to take me out. The Excadrill comes back in. We see MP there, which is rough because now I got to burn a shield. But I will get this drill run off, and a drill run will one-shot this. So that's great. So now it's Zekrom against whatever they have in the back. Coming with the Zekrom. Coming with the Zekrom. They are debating what to do here. They cannot come with Dialga because Dialga is just going to get Dragon Breath down. And it's their own Zekrom. And we are going to get to the move at the same time. One of us needs a defense drop if we're going to have a chance to win this. They end up throwing Wild Charge, if I remember. Yeah. They throw a resisted Wild Charge, come in here with the Dialga. Not enough to take me out. They do snipe me at the end here, but now I can get the super effective moves off here and win. So yeah, they need to go crunch there instead of the Wild Charge. So that is the team. Pretty strong team. Again, you can use, like, if you want to use something else on the safe swap instead of Mewtwo, or like just have Mewtwo with a move that can actually take care of other Pokemon, like Focus Blast or Ice Beam in particular for like Zarude and Yveltal maybe, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Otherwise, this team works pretty well. Yeah, so give it a shot. Excadrill is so far the MVP. I don't have it on my team tomorrow. But yeah, I'll just keep pumping out Master League teams. Hopefully climb back a bunch of ELO, hit my new... I will... If I don't hit my new ELO high in Master League over these 2 weeks, I'm not going to hit Legend this season. Because... and I will. But Master League Classic is my jam. I always go up 400 to 500 ELO in this 2-week stretch. So hope to do that again. That's it. Thanks for watching. Again, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you hit the thumbs up button. Comment below about what teams you're using. And I will see you guys in the next one.